AI agents is the future in the AI world. And the best part is that you don't have to write much code to develop AI agents. So in this video, you're going to discover what is AI agents, what is the purpose of AI agent, and how you can develop AI agents even though you don't have coding knowledge or very less coding knowledge. Okay. And in this video, I will demonstrate you the real-time project that I did recently. I developed AI agents, how I deploy that, and I will give the complete workflow of the AI agents. Okay, so let's get started. This video can be a bit longer, so please make sure you really want to understand the science behind it. Watch the video till the end. You will get a lot of value from this video. Okay, so let's get started and just understand what is AI agents, how to develop it with less code or almost zero code. Let's get started. First of all, let me explain what is AI agent if you don't understand. Okay, in terms of AI agents, so if I describe that, AI agents is a series of tasks that you want to perform with the help of AI. For example, let's suppose you are using ChatGPT, okay, and you write some prompt, okay, hey, I want this, you get some result, right? But what if I tell you that I want some series of workflow or series of action to get done with the help of AI? Let me explain that, okay? So let's suppose I'm giving one scenario here. Let's suppose you want to perform this task that let's suppose for content creation, okay? You want to perform a research, suppose about some topic, about some keyword on YouTube, on web. This is one set of activity, okay? After the research you got, whatever content you got from the research result, you want to create a content, maybe for LinkedIn, maybe for YouTube, for multiple platform, okay? And then you want to schedule the content, you want to post the content. So you can see there, it has a step of activity. First, the researching the content from internet, then creating a content out of it, and then scheduling it, and then posting it, right? So this chat GPT or this LLM cannot do that because it's a series of tasks, series of workflow, and each workflow are connected with each other. Okay, so this is the idea of AI agent. So this everything whatever I'm talking about, this scenario you can achieve with AI agent. So this is the purpose of AI agent, to achieve some tasks, some workflow, which normal AI or LLM cannot do that. Okay, so I hope you understand the idea about what is agent. So the idea is to get develop some workflow. Okay, so this is the idea. So now you might be thinking how to develop this agents, this entire workflow, how I can develop. Okay, so for that I researched a lot of things on the internet. Okay, there are multiple framework. Either you can use coding, maybe in Python. Okay, or even there are some framework where you don't have to write code for that. Okay, so there are multiple framework. For example, there's a LangChain framework. Uh, there is a crew framework. Okay, I'm giving some example. For example, just go and search LangChain. Okay, so this is one LangChain. This is one of the you can say it's a framework written on Python. It's a coding base. Okay, you have to write a code to create those workflow. Another is which I have researched apart from LangChain is Crew AI. What is that? Crew. Okay, so Crew AI is also it's again a framework where, but again it's more like a coding oriented, where you have to write code, you have to create multiple agents. These all things are coding oriented. One thing I found which is very good, it is called Langflow. Okay, so Langflow, the best part of Langflow, if you go to their website, okay, you can create uh, all the workflow which I discuss here. Okay, whatever agents you want to develop, you can do that. And the best part of it is you don't have to write any code. It is completely UI driven. It is just a drag and drop kind of things. You can do that. Okay, so I because there was a requirement in my case, I was developing AI agents. There was something I wanted to develop, so I researched a lot of framework, and I came to know this framework which is called Langflow, which I'm going to demonstrate in this video, which will help you to create your your AI agents the entire workflow without writing any code. Okay. For example, here I will demonstrate right now. I'm using Langflow to create one of the AI agents. Okay. So this is uh, let's say it's loading right now. So this is the one of the AI agents. Okay. So how to it's very good. I'm not going to cover in detail in this video about Langflow. I'm just giving very overview, a very high level overview that how you can develop any AI agents using Langflow. Okay, so it has a lot of components. It has a lot of ready-made component like prompting data. You can connect to multiple data, like you can make a request. Okay, you can do a lot of processing. Okay, there are a lot of components are there. You can create multiple models. You can connect with AI model Mistral, NVIDIA, or Llama, OpenAI. There are multiple DeepSeek, all the AI model, LM model is available. You can connect with them. Okay, and also it gives you a vector store. You can connect with Cassandra. You can connect with MongoDB. This everything is there. Okay, I'm not going to cover in the detail. Okay, so how to use that I will showcase in this video. Okay, so first of all, let me explain the project that I have done. Okay, let me explain that project. Okay, what I'm doing in that project. Okay, so this is my project. If you see this screen, okay, what I'm doing here, and the best part is that Langflow, it is an open source. There is no any, it is an open source, and you can install Langflow in your local machine. I will showcase. Okay, so this is the architecture in my project. First of all, let me explain that. So we have a UI, which is an application. It can be React.js, it can be Angular, it can be any kind of front-end technology. Okay, and then in the middle, I have a Python service. I'm creating some, I'm exposing some REST endpoints using Python service, which I'm using fast API endpoints. And then in the middle, in the behind the scene, okay, I have Langflow installed. Okay, I have multiple Langflow instances. So you can it is also give you scaling. Okay, you can deploy the Langflow in the cloud on any platform, either AWS, GCP, any platform. You can create multiple instances for a scaling purpose. Okay, and it's very good, and you don't have to write code for create the flows. Okay, so this is the basic structure in my project. UI is there, Python service is there. There are multiple instances in local host, and my service is connecting with MongoDB to just for some processing. I have some data in the database. Okay, so this is the basic setup in my project. Okay, now let me demonstrate that how to build a workflow or agents, the entire workflow. Okay, so for here, for demo purpose, I'm giving very small example of this workflow. So how this workflow is working. So this workflow will accept any input. This is the chat input. Okay, how to drag it? Just you can go to input. Okay, this is already used. Okay, so it just drag from here. Okay, and it becomes a chat input. So it will chat input will accept any input given by the user or by any process. Okay, and this input, then we have a prompt. Okay, so this prompt is just like a whatever prompt you write, right? You can give some prompt, some instruction. For example, here my use case is creating content. Okay, so what I want to achieve here, first of all, let me explain that. So I want to build a workflow where I will give an input, any random thought or any topic. Okay, for example, this topic, and I want to create from this idea, I want to create a LinkedIn post. Okay, so this is my requirement. I want to give any random thought, anything about business, about product, about anything, and I want that my workflow, my agent should create a LinkedIn post and it should post it. This is the requirement. Okay, so for that, what I have done, uh, this is my input. I'm taking input, and for that, how to write the prompt, I have given a instruction to my agents. Key, this is the agents. Okay, I'm giving, this can be better. This is up to you how you can write the good prompt. The better the prompt you will write, you will get the better result. Okay, so here, this is my my prompt. Ki, hey, you are a professional content writer. Your job is to compose a LinkedIn post for the content input. It will take the input from the user, and I have given a couple of instruction how to create the post. Okay, so use some ADA framework, use emoji in the post, use a story format, use a good hook at the beginning. Don't use more than 500 words to create post. This is up to your business logic, how you want to, what you really want to achieve. Okay, so I got the input, I got the prompt, and how to take this thing. You just drag it like this. Okay, it becomes like that. Okay, and then you have to just give the instruction. Very simple. And suppose you don't want it, just delete it. Okay, so my prompt is ready. Now I want to send this prompt to model. I want to connect to, suppose, OpenAI, and it gives you a lot of options. Suppose you want to connect to DeepSeek, you want to connect to Grok, uh, Hanging Face, and the best part is that Olama. Let's suppose you have your local model. Okay, you don't want to connect to OpenAI or some other API. You can deploy your local model using Olama, OpenAI. It support almost everything. Perplexity, there's there. Okay, so you can connect to any model using, just drag it from here. So for example, here in my purpose, I'm connecting to OpenAI model. Okay, and in the OpenAI, you can choose multiple model. ChatGPT, which model you want to connect, 440. You can choose multiple model here, and you have to give your OpenAI key. Okay, so I hope you understand OpenAI key. What is OpenAI key? So you can go to OpenAI and you can create your key, which is you have to pass here. Okay, and then this prompt message, whatever prompt it will generate, it will go to the OpenAI. It is just you have to just connect the what is the input and what is the output. Okay, so for this prompt, the input is the chat input, which is coming from the user side, and the output for this prompt is the prompt message, which it will create whatever instruction you have given. It will create accordingly. Okay, and that this message will go inside the OpenAI as an input. Okay, and this OpenAI, whatever instruction you have given by using the prompt, it will connect to the OpenAI, and it will generate the result, what response from the OpenAI, and the response will come. It will go to the chat output like this. Okay, so it becomes it's very simple kind of workflow. It's very simple. So this way, from using just a drag and drop, you can create the all the workflow. Okay, and once you build it, how to test is very simple. It gives you playground. Just click on playground. Okay, and just here type the input. Okay, for example, I want to, this is my input. I want to give the same input. Okay, and let us see. So here, so it is working like a chat. Okay, like a chat box kind of. Okay, so here I'm giving this input. Okay, this is my message. Okay, from this message, I want the workflow to create a good LinkedIn post. Okay, so just click it. So once you see, the flow is running right now. Once you give this input, it will process. Okay, I got the result. Okay, so from that idea, I just gave the idea, and from this idea, it has generated a LinkedIn post like this. Okay, whatever instruction I have given that. Okay, after that, okay, because I, for the demo thing, I give a very simple example. After that, what you can do next part is that you can create another workflow. Okay, next to it, it will it will maybe it can post. Okay, suppose suppose you created this content and you want to post to your LinkedIn account or YouTube, whatever. Okay, so for that, you can create a component here or agent here, which will take this input and it will post to your LinkedIn post, or it can connect to your YouTube. Okay, that is also possible. I'm not showing that here, but this whole thing is possible. Okay, so this is one of the simplest, I would say it's one of the simplest use case, simplest workflow, and I'm showing only for the sake of simplicity. Okay, so let's suppose you develop this workflow, and here the best part is that I have not written any code. Okay, I have not written any code here. So just like that, I have multiple projects. For example, I have a multi-content composer. It is a, again, it's a little bit complex workflow. I'm not going to explain that. Okay, so this is the capability. So you can do almost everything, almost whatever. I mean, let's suppose this workflow, right? Suppose you want to build this workflow. Where is that? This workflow that you want to do research on YouTube, on web. You can create a workflow, and once the research is done, you want to create a content. Okay, and once the content is created, you want to schedule it on database, or then you want to post it. So this entire workflow you can create using using just drag and drop. Okay, this is the benefit of this framework called Langflow. You don't have to write a code, and the best part is that for every component you can see, it provides you codes also. Okay, you can see the coding, whatever. Okay, and the best part is that you can create your own custom code. For example, let me show that. For example, here in this workflow, I have created my own custom. This is my custom component, okay, which I have created. It was not in the Langflow because I wanted to do my custom processing. So that is why I created my custom component. How to do that? It's a different part, okay, but it gives you flex. It gives you options. Suppose something is not within their framework, you can develop your own code or custom code, and you can plug in the workflow, which is I like most. Okay, so and whatever, and you can, and for that you have to use Python code. You can create Python code and you can do that. Okay, so the best part, what I like here in this Langflow, that first of all, you don't have to write much code for that, almost zero code, and your development is very fast. You can do prototyping very fast. You can check, you can validate your flow. Okay, and once it is done, okay, so you can run this entire flow from here for using workflow, or the second part, which I'm doing right now. Okay, in my case, what I'm doing here, how I'm running this line flow, what this workflow, how I'm using in my project. So let me explain that. Okay, this is the project part. Okay, so in my project, I discussed in the beginning, I have a UI. Okay, it can be front end. So and the front, suppose there's some user in the UI and they want to create a post. They will just in the browser, they will just enter the, okay, this is my idea, and generate a post for me. Suppose this is the use case. Okay, so for that I have a Python service. So this Langflow, whatever I show you, right, this Langflow flow, I'm executing it from the Python code. Okay, so because right now you can do from playground, but you have to do manually. I don't want to do it manually, I just want to automate it. Okay, so I'm giving user an option, they can run the flow. So for that I have a Python service. So in the Python service, I'm creating a REST endpoint using fast API. Okay, and this endpoint is calling Langflow. Whatever I created this whole workflow, it is getting called by Python. Okay, so how to do that? For that, Langflow provide you the API. You just click on API option here. Okay, you can see that whatever flows you have created, it gives you multiple options to execute it. Okay, the first option is the playground. If you want to do manual, you can do playground. Otherwise, if you want to execute the entire workflow using coding or using some way, okay, it gives a lot of option. For example, if it gives you Python API, you can create Python API, you can create JavaScript API, Python code, or you can embed into HTML. It gives a lot of option. Okay, so in my case, what I have done, I have used Python API. Okay, so what you have to do, just copy this entire code in your local and you can run it. Okay, so let me explain how it works, this workflow. So this is the, yeah, so this is the main method function. Okay, it takes some parameter. Okay, and then it calls the run flow function. And if you see the run flow function internally, what it does, this is a run flow. Okay, so it takes the message from the user, and basically it is calling some base API URL, which is the local host. Okay, so you can deploy this Langflow in the local host. It will run in the local host, and it will connect the local host instance of your Langflow, and it will execute whatever you have whatever flow you want to execute, you can execute it. Okay, so this is the endpoint. So internally it is calling this endpoint. Okay, and the endpoint, you have to give the endpoint. So for that, this is the endpoint. Okay, so this way it will from the code you can execute your whatever flow you have designed. It can be executed by the flow itself or by the Python code itself. Okay, so for that, let me explain my project, how I have done that. So it's a very simple project. Okay, so you can see that it's simple, a Python project. Okay, and in this Python project, what I have done, I have written a route. Okay, and that I'm exposing some endpoint. For example, this create where is that single route, single content. Okay, so I'm exposing that endpoint using REST endpoint, and this is the endpoint single content. Okay, I'm using fast API uh, in this project, and I'm exposing an endpoint, single content. Okay, so this is the endpoint, and I'm creating one function here. Okay, and then it is calling a compose. So for that, I have a composer. Okay, in the flow diagram, in the flow project, I have a single content composer, and here whatever code it is giving you. Okay, here this API code from the Python API. I have just taken the entire code from here, and I have gone to my project, okay, in this file, and I have just pasted here. Very simple, okay, because it is giving you code to execute your flow. Okay, so this everything tweaks, everything I have written over here, and then this is my main function. It will accept the content. Okay, and whatever content you give me to the flow, it will go to the flow, it will run the flow, and run the flow, it will execute this method. Okay, it will execute this endpoint. Okay, so this whole code is provided by what call that this Langflow itself. I've just copy pasted. Okay, so this is the way you can execute. Okay, so I hope you get it. So what I'm doing basically here, let me again explain. This is the flow here. I have a Python service. So from the Python service, Langflow provide you the code how to execute this all the workflow, which is the agent basically from the Python code using API. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so after that, okay, you can see that. So I have a again, so I have a route here. I'm exposing the endpoint. Then I have a flow written here, which is coming from Langflow itself, and this way it will execute. Okay, so how I can test from the suppose this endpoint, I really want to hit the endpoint, so I'm using a postman. So from the postman, this is my localhost single content, right? This is the endpoint I have exposed. So you have to just pass the content. Okay, and give the content whatever you want to create a post about it. Okay, and once you hit it, then once you hit it, it will call the workflow. I mean, whatever workflow you have created in the Langflow, whatever agents you have, this agents. Okay, so it will be called, entire flow workflow will start execution. Okay, so just click here, and you can see that it will connect to the my local Langflow instance, and it will execute all the flow which I have written, and I got a result like this. Okay, so this way, from this idea, I'm able to create a LinkedIn post, or you can create multiple posts that you have to create a workflow, and you will get the result. Okay, so this is the way it is working. So it is, I found is very useful Langflow, where you don't have to write code, and this way you can create a complete agent. Okay, it's a complete there are a lot of things you can do with Langflow. I'm not covering that. Maybe in another video I will talk about how to create very complex kind of agents. You can do a lot of things from this agent. Okay, so the idea was here in this video to give a very high level overview that how you can leverage this workflow, Langflow. You can do that. Okay, and this Langflow you can deploy, you can install in your local. Okay, so for that, how to do that? First of all, in the project uh, you have to add the dependency Langflow. Okay, just do a pip install. Just install this Langflow using pip install. I hope you know that, and then you can see that my Langflow is running in my local. Okay, so this is the command. Once you install the Langflow, you have to run python -m Langflow run. So this is the command which will run the Langflow server or Langflow instance in your local host. Okay, so everything is in my local host right now. Okay, so this way you can you can, this is my architecture. So this way you can create a Python service, which is a REST endpoint, and this whole workflow will get executed by this endpoint. Okay, and for the user, it's a seamless. User has no any idea that what is happening behind the scene, whether it's a workflow, it's an AI agent. So this way, you can develop a lot of SaaS kind of application, or you can solve a lot of problems. If you understand some business requirement, you can solve a lot of problems using Langflow and this approach. This is what I'm doing right now. Okay. So I hope you got a lot of idea from this presentation. Okay, and okay, this is all in this video. I hope you got a lot of idea. And if you have any queries, I know that if you have any kind of queries, you want any kind of support in Langflow, or you want to create agents, do comment me in the chat box or in the comment box. I will I will find your comments, and I will try to provide you the solution in the comment box. Okay, so this is all in this video. And this way, my friend, if you really want to solve a lot of problems, you want to build AI agents, this framework can help you a lot. Langflow framework. I'm not saying that this is the only framework. There are multiple frameworks to build AI agents. You can use LangChain, you can use Crew AI. There are multiple things are coming in the market, but I found this one is very handy. Anyone can use this without writing much code. Okay, so this is all in this video. I hope got a lot of value. Okay, and I will come back with a more AI agents, more AI video and everything. Okay, I will come back. Okay, till then, goodbye, take care. This is Raz signing off. I will come back with more video. Goodbye.